Thank you, Anna. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. This really goes to show that there is a need and an interest in this kind of networking and outreach. We have a good list of participants, and I would like to thank especially the organizers, the Belgian Business Club, Alain Charbonnier and Jean-Baptiste Pierron. And of course, I would like to thank my colleagues in the panel today for this event. As you said, indeed, we are facing difficult times, and specifically, we're facing uncertain times. So supporting each other is important, and we have to look in what each one of us can do in supporting each other, in helping each other. I think one of the, in fact, most important measures that we can do amongst ourselves is to start defining what the issues are, what the problems are, and that is by asking the right questions. So I'm very happy to hear all the questions this morning and have this common thinking in what the way forward could be. To come up with a kind of a photography of what the issues are, I think that's very important. And in order for us, but for all of us, in fact, in order to assist each other and to prepare. Unfortunately, I think we have to prepare also for the near future. And I like that idea that you mentioned, the Chamber of Commerce. I think that is a very good legal structure that we could envisage in a later stage. Now, coming to some of the points I would like to make. Well, you people living in LA, you have seen the situation here. All in all, I must say, I think people take it all very well. Social distancing is followed. People accept the safer at home measures. But yeah, it's a situation which cannot last forever, and people like to get back to their job and their normal life. The safer at home, there was mentioned in the press that it will be continued for another 3 months. I don't think that is the real deal here. There is some easing of the measures already, mostly per county. Masks are now obliged to be worn everywhere in public. Happily so, some beaches are open, but most important, businesses are reopening. There is a widening of the definition of essential business. So that means some people can go back to their jobs, and that is very important. We're going into the right direction. But unfortunately, there is no clear-cut time frame which is set, and this is just impossible. Everything depends on the figures of the numbers of the of COVID, how it is evolving in the coming weeks and months. The impact it had on the economy is already very severely. You've seen, all of you, the unemployment figures in the US. California is not doing any better. Nearly 5 million people are now jobless. That's up with more than 30%. Californian exports is down as well, unfortunately. We don't know where the landing zone is, but we see already budget cuts announced by Governor Newsom yesterday, and announcement and continuation and preparation of economic recovery measures. And that is a very good thing. But people are thinking, and that's what it's part of the common thinking that we have to implement now. Where can we be most effective? The situation in California is more or less like the situation anywhere else, especially also in Belgium. The figures of the contamination are going down, so that is good news. You must have heard in the press that Belgian figures were really very high, mortality figures, but that is because we do a different way of counting. I will not go into the details, but our average mortality rate is the same as any other European countries, which unfortunately is high. On our economic relationship with California and the US, Belgium is still the 7th foreign investor in the US, which is very high. So we have big companies, Solvay, Bekaert, who are spread out over the US. But California, we're doing very well. And just to give you this specific statistic, California is the 3rd exporter to Belgium of the American states. First is Texas, then is New York, and then is California. So that is something which we hope will continue. Belgium is also will be having budget cuts and is talking on economic recovery measures together with the EU. And that is, I really would like to mention, for American investors, don't forget Brexit is still coming up within the EU. It's not done yet. The way it is going politically, Brexit is there and will continue. So Belgium is a very good location for American investors as an alternative for the UK to have a feet in the EU. And then I come to this very quickly on the transatlantic relations, still very good on all levels. But the major question now is what will happen? Will there be more economic nationalism? Will that take up? We don't know. The US is in an election year. For the time being, we have not seen any negative impact on our relations due to the election year. But we will see what the elections will bring. The EU still attaches a lot of importance to this excellent transatlantic relation. And then, Alain, I come to my last point, which is the role of our Consular General. As I said already in the beginning, it's thinking with you. We are already there to assist you on individual basis for our Belgians, of course, for Americans going to to Belgium and to Europe, but also for businesses. So we are ready to assist in any way we can in assisting our companies or American companies going to Belgium in order to develop their business. This we do with our regions. In Belgium, we have our regions. It's Flanders, Wallonia, and Brussels. I see some of our representatives of our regions are here today with us, and I thank them very much for that. So we are ready to provide all the information. But that's why we are ready to provide that information, but together with the Belgian Business Club, and maybe on a later stage with the Chamber of Commerce. So we are ready there to find resources, to bring you in contact with the right professionals, and to exchange information. I will leave it to that. And thank you very much. And if there are questions, I'll be here for answering questions, and later on also to continue this kind of dialogue in this setting or in a different platform. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Gunther, for your time. I see that we have a question from Natalie. Natalie, you can you unmute your mic?
Sorry, that was a miss. I didn't post a question, I think.
Okay, no problem. Sorry. Thank you very much. So now I will. So Nicolas will talk about his personal experience with the Brussels Bistro. Nicolas, that's up to you.